Hi everyone, good morning, and thank you very much for your time today. Today's topic is Automotive SBOM, which is the industry-specific SBOM standard for automotive industry. My name is Ayumi. As Shane mentioned, I am working for Hitachi Solutions, and I am also a member of Hitachi OSPO, and I am leading the planning work group of OpenChain Japan. Thank you very much for your time today. The concept of this automotive SBOM came from our discussion on how Toyota should create, manage, and use SBOMs. This proposal, automotive SBOM, is from Toyota team. So who we are as a team. First of all, Endo-san on the left, and he is here in this room today. He is from Toyota, and he is a leader of Toyota OSPO. And Takase-san in the middle, he is not able to come and join us today here in Amsterdam, but he is a, he is a leader of this concept or this idea of automotive SBOM. And Ayumi on the right, I am helping them to create this automotive SBOM idea and finding supporters or adopters in this industry. So as a team, we are now working together to develop this idea of this automotive SBOM. So today I am talking about this automotive SBOM as a mutual SBOM standard for the automotive industry. It is really good and work for improving productivity and product transparency in the automotive industry. At this stage, this automotive SBOM is just a draft. So we are trying to raise awareness and find supporters and adapters for this idea for now. So I will talk about this idea today, and we will request feedback from you guys here in this room during this period, during this year. And after that, we update this idea following your feedbacks. We plan to officially release this automotive SBOM standard in next year. So please look at them and please let us know what you think. So first of all, background of this idea. Not only in the automotive industry, but in any industry, I guess the implementation of SBOM is very challenging. For example, there are multiple different standards, and it is not always clear which one to follow. For example, we have NTIA minimum elements, we have BSI documents, and then we have Japanese governmental guideline about SBOM. So everything we have. And in addition, in the automotive industry, we need to address industry-specific requirements. For example, long-time usage components, or consuming binary files without source code, or updating software via OTA, or GPL version 3 license, something like that. It is very specific requirement in automotive industry, I guess. And furthermore, discussions around SBOM are still ongoing, and we have not yet been fully established. For example, recently we got new version of CISA SBOM minimum element, or I heard that BSI will establish their new version document within a few weeks. So a lot of things are happening. However, we already need SBOM now. And we must address these challenges without delay. The idea of the automotive SBOM was born out of this situation. Instead of specifying detailed requirements one by one, like please give us an SBOM, comply with NTI minimum elements in SPDX3 format or something, we can simply say, sorry. Please provide an SBOM that complies with the automotive SBOM itself. It is very simple. And the purpose of automotive SBOM is here. Number one, use as a common standard in supply chain. So automotive SBOM defines the formats, data content, and level of the information that automotive industry, I would say OEMs, requires, because this idea came from Toyota internal operation. So being used in the supply chain as a common guideline for creating SBOM, automotive SBOM improves transparency and traceability throughout our supply chain. Number two, contribution to improving productivity in the automotive industry. It is because we sometimes have a case like if I were a supplier who is working with some OEMs, so one OEM requests us like, hey, give us an SBOM in SPDX format. The other OEM requests us SBOMs in Cyclone DX format following BSI regulation or something. So it is really confusing and super difficult to meet each OEM's requirement. So if by standardizing the requirement from OEMs to supplier, because it can be a mutual requirement between OEMs, the burden of on suppliers to comply with multiple requirements for OEMs will be reduced, I believe. Number three, use as requirement specification for to the vendors. So now you may use some kind of software composition analysis to generate your SBOM, but the functions and the performance of those SCA tools currently available on the market are not perfect, I would say. So automotive SBOM can used as future enhancement request to those SCA tool vendors. I would say numbers are power. So we can use this from the requirements from all automotive industries, I would say. So let's take a look at the details of automotive SBOM. So this is a structure of automotive SBOM. So we have data fields, automation support, and the process and processes as this is like minimum elements. And this is a data field of automotive SBOM. I don't think there are any items here that are completely new to you guys, but some of them are unique. For example, we have SBOM type, like describing this is an SBOM build created in build phase or coding phase or something. And we have SBOM primary component, which is about what component is be described in this SBOM file. And about component itself, we have unique identifier. Here, you can use Perl and CPEs for these unique identifiers, and you can also use software heritage ID and hash values of that component itself. And we have two kind of licenses. One is declared license and one is concluded license. One of them is required and the other is not required, but both information are really useful to know the license of that component. And we have external document references here to point out the relative SBOM document outside of this document. So these are data fields that we are thinking for now. And the document format. We are okay to use SPDX version 2.3, CycloneDX version 1.6, and others like SPDX Lite format, because SPDX Lite format is very common in Japanese automotive industry. So we can use this format as well. Any format is acceptable as long as it complies with the Automotive SBOM data field and processes and processes. And this is how to express the SBOM for one vehicle. On the left of this page, we don't recommend you to make a single big SBOM file regarding one big project or product like a car. We recommend on the right hand binding SBOMs using external reference expressions. It is really useful because it is easy to handle as a collection of small SBOMs and easy to update each of them. Today, I only picked up the key features of the Automotive SBOM, but I hope you will also take a look at the other parts and find something you like that. So next is implementation plan. Today, actually, this is the first time to talk about this idea officially for us. So this is a step one today. We shared our idea at first, and we would like to request your feedback because our drafting phase is almost done, and we are now move on to raise awareness and find supporters and adapters to all these automotive SBOM. And as a next step in this December, hopefully we will speak at some events in Japan, like Open Source Summit or Open Compliance Summit, and it would be a proposal about automotive SBOM to community or outside of community. And after that, we will try to find supporters and adapters for this idea, and maybe next year we will release Automotive SBOM standard officially. So timeline is 1 year. So we want to have your feedback. And this is my last slide. So this is key message from us. we will share a draft documentation of this Automotive SBOM soon, maybe in OpenChain Japan GitHub repository. Because I mentioned our drafting phase was almost done, but I found that we have to do a little bit adding to our draft version, because recently we got the news of the next version of CISA minimum elements and PSA document. So we will add those information to this draft, and we will publish to you guys. So after we share our draft version, please take a look at them, and we would appreciate your feedback. And if you like this idea, please come and join us in updating the Automotive SBOM. And if you don't like this, please tell us the reason and how to fix our gaps difference. And we encourage you to use this in your supply chain, because it is really useful. And please be a supporter and adapter. And Endo-san, do you want to add something representing Toyota?
Yeah. A moment. I'm coming. Right, here we are.
Yeah, so it is not a representative from Toyota. So I'm one person in automotive industry. So I think some tier one companies people says that each OEM's practice is very different. So so it is very difficult to handling even if using the same open source software. So I think this is only the proposal, and this is only the open source standard. This is not de facto. It's a de facto or some you can customize freely each company or each OEM. But I think difference is important. So I'd like to disclose our idea at first. And we'd like to collect the idea from all over the industry and other industry also, because IT or embedded company has a many know-how of this type of issues. So I'm looking forward to discuss this theme. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. That's it from you, from us. Thank you very much.
Big hand for Watanabe-san, and we have some questions. Balakrishna.
Hi, I'm extremely sorry. It's going to be another long question. But so I just love the idea what you presented and what Hassan presented, that we need to have multiple SBOMs referenced in one SBOM rather than making one huge SBOM, right? That's brilliant. But none of the regulations or laws speak about if we have to provide multiple SBOMs referenced in one, or combine all of them in one. And while I was attending the CISA talk a day before yesterday, and then there was one gentleman who was saying FDA requires you to club all the SBOMs into one huge, ginormous, ununderstandable document and then provide it to them. That's nonsense. But I'm not going to support that, and I'm not going to talk about that. But are we planning to take an initiative or a step forward where we inform governments that we are coming up with this standard, and we are going to recommend all the companies that we reference multiple SBOMs and people see the relevant SBOMs, rather than having one huge SBOM and you do not understand which part refers to what? Will there be an initiative? This is an open question to you, Ayumi-san, and all of you, and Shane. This is an open question to you as well, since you deal with a lot of government talks as well. Will there be an initiative or an outreach program where we inform these to government?
Yes, absolutely. So, we frequently are talking with representatives from places like the Korean government, the Chinese government. We have IPA representative coming to the meetings in Japan. We have commission contacts in Europe and so on. And we were always communicating with Alan as well over in the US, though he's moved on. So yes, absolutely.
But sorry, one last point. I'm extremely sorry. But until the machine is reached and it's adopted by these regulations, there will be some smart people who, just for the sake of it or to make some bit of money, they would be trolling us for these things, what we do in SBOM. Right?
I think we're in a situation where the future of the industry is best aligned with working with government. So I think for us, one of the key things will to be saying we're either working on the regulation or we're discussing with regulators about what's happening in the industry. I'm sure other people will take other approaches, but we've always been slow, steady, long term. So good point. Nicole, I think. And then Marcel's volunteering.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that and starting that. And I'm so sorry that I signed up on the automotive group and read sometimes the mailing list never showed up. I'm so sorry for that. One question that I have is, so we're working from another perspective on streamlining a safety case SBOM for handing over the safety case in a structured way, the same way that you're now working on handing over the pure SBOMs in a good way. Though my question is, are you also considering on the long term including engineering artifacts into your automotive SBOM? Or is it now, I understand it's starting as a normal SBOM, but as I know the automotive industry, they ask a lot of questions. What were your requirements? Is your traceability complete? Is your testing complete? All these questions that we try now to answer with our safety case SBOM.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, this is just a draft version. So we have not considered that point that you mentioned, but we are very happy to think about that and update our idea.
That would be great. Maybe on the long term. And I know things need to start step by step because otherwise people are overwhelmed. But yeah, that's really great work here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I'm not volunteering, but giving a hint when I look at this, and unfortunately the Mercedes colleagues already had to leave. Otherwise, I think they would have to had the same comment, and that we already have the Digital Twin Association, we have Catena X, etc. Especially if I look at the right side, that they already did a great job, but on the digital twin of hardware stuff, right? So therefore, it would be very, I think, an easy step to just say, and by the way, some of those hardware components might have some software where we have this SBOM. So just as a hint, I would love if we could make that link to the Catena X community so that you present this draft there to join the communities and say, look, that's the idea. Do you have already something? I think that could help a lot. Maybe Christian Wege could open that door, or us or whatever. But I think that would be an important step before we close out in December. Maybe also getting some inputs there directly for the event in December.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Katina.
It would be so helpful for us. Thank you.
Or Helio can maybe volunteer.
So thank you for that. We have been talking in our circles for a long time, and I'm one of this actually pushing for this, because every single tool thinking that we need to have 100 or 200 megabyte files for everything, impossible to get. And it's not about only external references. We are actually creating an easy shareable system that actually can pick the same component distributed for different packages on several times. And this is make even easier to create a general compliance database for that. So finally someone got it right. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right. We have a question over here. Yep. So, sorry. There we go.
Yes, thank you. So maybe this is not specific to automotive, maybe aiming more to the SBOM working group then. I myself am active in SPDX, so I'm also maybe guilty of writing definitions into some fields, how they should be understood. How much is alignment right now happening if you're drafting all the specification on which fields should be used and how this is implemented, for example, in SPDX and Cyclone DX and specification like from the BSI, between the description of the fields, because I think, I mean, it's a great idea to now have standardization on what fields should be in an SBOM, especially industry specific, but I think at least we need some common understanding what the fields actually mean, so you don't have diverging definition of what is the name of an SBOM or what is the reference to an SBOM location. So if this is in URI or if this is specifically in URL or whatever, or if this is a Perl. So is somebody looking into that we have alignment between all these different definitions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. For example, in our data field document, data field definition, for example, SBOM types, there is no specific area to describe this type of things in SPDX version 2.3. So we are happy to talk about the gap between this and yeah.
All right. Any final question for Watanabe-san? In that case, a big hand. Thank you so much. An interesting proposal.